3 of the Run, Try, Bike Fireside Chats. Super excited today because I will be joined by Joe Hardin, who is going to be my co-host, and he is also going to be hosting his own podcast under our newest umbrella called the the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network. And Joe is going to have the first show on there starting in May. So let me bring Joe forward now. Joe, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being a co-host and for basically agreeing to have your own podcast under our new EAPN banner. Welcome to our show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm super excited for this. This is fantastic. I can't wait to see where this grows with Run Try Bike.
Awesome. And then today our guest is a friend of mine, and pardon me while I bring it up on our site here, but a friend of mine who I met through Instagram. His name is Adam Turréy, and he is the head coach and founder of Lucid Motion Fitness. Adam is a community leader for us. He is a triathlon coach. He is an Ironman finisher. And we're going to talk to him about a number of different things. If you're joining us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, drop your comments in. We'll be sure to address them. And without further ado, let's bring Adam forward. Hey, Adam, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you guys all doing?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate you being here. First question I have to ask for you is you've been bringing a lot of attention to your new Pay It Forward program. And I want you to sort of expand on that a little bit and let people know what the Pay It Forward program is.
Yeah, thanks for asking. So the Pay It Forward program is all about kind of creating more equity in triathlon. Currently in triathlon, the demographics show that 88% of people who participate in Ironman are Caucasian, 4% Latino, 3% Asian, and less than 1% African American. So the Pay It Forward program is my effort to kind of create more equity in triathlon. And essentially the way it works is donations are received and distributed to first-time triathletes who are coming from demographics that are commonly seen at triathlons or and in triathlons really. So it's just my way of giving back and creating more equity.
Why is it important to you that you do this program? What was the catalyst to get you there?
Well, a few different reasons, really. For me, triathlon, just in a way, I can say it saved my life. I was in a rough place before I started triathlon. I was dealing with depression. I was a new father. I was unemployed. I was feeling like I just wasn't a contributor to my family. I threw my hat in and tried Ironman, and I started training, and my health got to a place that was great. My confidence grew. I immediately found work and became the father and husband I always wanted to be. And I just felt like, if endurance sports can do this for me, then it's only fair that everyone else should be able to experience this as well. So I just had it in that I would try to give back somehow. Yeah.
I have a question. So what exactly got you into like personal training and strength training and triathlon? Outside of that.
Yeah. Good questions. Yeah, good questions. So I'm actually a baseball player. I played baseball for 35 years, and I played a little bit of collegiate baseball, and I played at a pretty high level. I was pretty good, but strength training was definitely a part of being successful at baseball. So I was always in the gym. I was actually pretty poor in endurance sports growing up. I couldn't even run more than 2 laps without needing to take a break. I was kind of it's a true story. So the fact that I'm an endurance athlete and coach now still makes me laugh a little bit. But once the arm went. I couldn't throw a baseball anymore. I'm like, what am I going to do now? So I got started with triathlon when Ironman Santa Rosa came to town. And I took my daughter down to go watch it in downtown Santa Rosa. And I was just marveled at some of these athletes that were finishing. I'm like, and if you know anything about triathlon, you don't need to be, 0% body fat to finish a race. It's actually pretty beneficial to carry a little bit of weight with you to get through those long distances. So I had it in mind. I'm like, well, if they can do it, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll do it. And I got hooked. The training was just contagious. And I think I'm just naturally a person. Once I get an idea in my mind, I'm kind of stubborn. I stick with it. So here I am.
Explain to me then how the guy who couldn't run 2 laps is now registering for an event that's going to ask him to run 26 miles after riding a bike for 112 miles after swimming for 2.4 miles.
Yeah, it's wild, right? When you put it that way.
Dude.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about endurance sports, and I know you guys are, ultra runners and things. Everything is when you take a progressive approach, you can do anything. So, we have to be really consistent with our build until we get to a place where we can sustain an effort for a long time. And it's a really powerful feeling. And I'm sure you guys can relate when you get your fitness to that level. But it's really, endurance sports are really just a thing that, scaling your efforts is the secret sauce. And once you get that, you can do anything really. You can really, any race is doable, I feel.
Joe, you're an ultra runner. So have you ever even thought about the world of triathlon? Is that something that you would even think about?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that idea terrifies me. Like, just looking at what like Adam does, and like, I mean, I think sounds like ultras are hard, but triathlon sound almost out of reach for me. That sounds terrifying. I really want to. It's on a bucket list. If I could get over thinking like it's down when I get in water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Adam, that's a great segue, right? So here's a guy who's an ultra runner. He's getting ready to do a big a backyard ultra. He's got his mind focused on racing 100 miles. Like, how do you deal with a new athlete when you're like, triathlon terrifies me? Like, what's your approach?
Yeah, it's a lot of mindset training, right? I always start them at if someone's new, we spend several months usually developing a good base of fitness. That's number one. There's a lot of moving parts, but to me, I think taking care of your feet, your ankles, your ligaments and tendons, making sure they're resilient. And that's really where the strength training comes in. That's why I became a personal trainer. Comes in handy because you got to train someone for the volume of work they're about to engage in. So once I feel confident that those things are strong and that there's a good base level of fitness, then it's up to a good coach or someone knowledgeable in endurance sports to scale the workouts appropriately. So the fitness is progressively building, and then throw in those rest periods so the body can absorb all that training and just kind of repeat. It's just build, rest. That's the secret sauce, I think.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Hey, Adam, I do have a question. Tell me a little bit more about Girls on the Run.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Girls on the Run. Girls on the Run is like an awesome program. It's a national nonprofit. It's about empowering young girls to make them feel like they can do anything, like they're important, helping them to manage their feelings. So it's a super cool program. I volunteer at my daughter's school. She's in 3rd grade. And it's a group of like 12 to 15 girls. And it's so cool. The boys want to do it. Sometimes they ask, well, why is there not a boys on the run? It's important that we focus on girls because, anyone who knows anything, and and in this country and around the world knows that girls have not been given their equal share of rights and opportunities as much as men. So,
Dude,
I love it. I love being a coach.
how does the approach to third grade is 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds?
It's 8 and 9 year olds.
Eight, 9-year-olds. So how do you approach 8 and 9-year-olds in comparison to me? I'm interested in being coached by Adam, and I'm 50. Like, how do you make that translation and that transition?
Yeah, good question. Totally different, right? You just have to. Well, one thing 8 and 9 year olds have on their side, and you do too, Jason. But they're incredibly funny. I love listening to them. They say
Thanks for saying I'm funny.
Your sense of humor is a little bit above an 8 and 9 year old.
Not much.
But you're both, pretty funny. In particular with my daughter's school, where she goes, some of these children come from homes that are not so stable. So having a male role model in their family is not commonplace. So the fact that I can be, a male who listens to them and really values their opinion is kind of seems like a shocker to them. But yeah, you just got to listen. Even though when they say the most, ridiculous jokes, you just, it's an exercise in patience for sure.
So Adam, I have a question. So how do you separate being a coach and working and being a father figure too?
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because my daughter is in the class, and Girls in the Run, and she's calling me dad, and then she's hanging on my arm and things. She gets it now. We had a conversation about it, but I gotta treat everyone the same.
Is it hard for you to do that? Not just with your daughter, but then also knowing your daughter and her friends that age and that mindset that you're coaching, so that when they're telling you these stories, is it difficult to separate the coach in that moment from kind of like trying to be the dad, so to speak? And I'll put that in air quotes.
Yeah, it is. My group of up here in Santa Rosa, we're really close. Like, for example, we had a pizza party last Friday with my daughter and all her friends, and then now it's Tuesday and we're having run practice. And I'm needing to tell them to, put your iPads down. Let's circle up. So it's like, you have to wear a lot of hats. But yeah, I love it all. I wouldn't change a thing. They give me gray hair, but I love it. It's fun. Yeah.
As a person who coaches athletes as well, myself, like, I'm dealing with adults, and there's the whole psychological component to it. How are you capable of separating the coach who's got to be like, look, if you want to get to the finish line of your race, I need you to do this, as well as have compassion for somebody who's dealing with life? Because at the end of it all, right, for all of us, we want to be competitive, we want to do well. This is still a hobby, right? Like, this isn't the thing that's paying our bills.
Right.
So how do you thread that needle when it comes to dealing with older athletes?
Yeah, goal setting. You have to be really clear with people and communicate what the goals are here. You're probably not going to tell someone who's maybe going through some depression and at an older age, like you're gonna PR this race for sure. You're gonna podium. Maybe that's kind of out of the realm. I think I'm a believer that just finishing a race is something to be celebrated. So try to just really communicate with someone like, look, you're a badass. You're doing endurance sports. Like, there's not a lot of people out here like you right now. I can make you finish this race, and I promise you, you're going to feel incredible. And so once someone experiences like crossing a finish line of 1 or 2 races, like they're hooked, and they can really relate to that experience and that feeling. Finishing is awesome. I'm sure you guys well know. You put in all that hard work in the off season, and then cross that finish line, and just, it's addicting, really. That's why I'm still here. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So one of the things you're talking about is crossing the finish line, and one of the series that we have is called Enjoying the Journey. And in that series, or myself are interviewing an athlete once a month, and we're literally following them along their path, along their journey to their own finish line. And the beauty of it is we don't know what the outcome is going to be. I wrote my own Enjoying the Journey series. I posted on Friday, April 12th. Saturday, April 13th, I woke up and I was like, I am not doing this race. The weather was going to be too cold and I didn't have the right amount of gear, right? I would love to have written one of those fairy tale endings where I went to the race and I PR'd and, unicorns and rainbows were everywhere. But that's just not how it turned out. You and I are talking about doing this together for somebody at Ironman California, going to Ironman California. So instead of me telling the audience about this, I'm going to ask you to talk about it and why it's important for you to be a part of this series.
Yeah, God, what coach wouldn't want to be part of this experience? So we're going to be, looking for someone who's hopefully like a first-time Ironman, someone who comes from the demographic that's not commonly seen at Ironman races, and document them so everyone can see like what it's really like to participate and train for an Ironman. You're right. It's not all roses. Like there's some pretty dark days.
No, it's not.
Yeah. I think it's like really irresponsible to for anyone to say, hey, you're going to get ready for this Ironman. It's going to be totally wonderful. And you're going to finish, which isn't guaranteed. You're going to, I don't want to set anyone up for some false promises. So I think when we document the journey of this new athlete, it's going to be powerful. It's going to give new time Ironman participants a good glimpse of what the journey is really like. And it's going to put a lot of truth to the process. And hopefully it's powerful. I think it is. I'm already getting excited thinking about it. We're going to be providing a discount to for coaching for this participant, and I'm ready to get going. I'm really excited to start finding the right participant ASAP.
Hey Adam, I did a little deep dive on your social media, and I noticed that you are a huge lover of grunge music from the '90s. And I think we need to talk a little bit further about this, because me, like you, I'm also clutching to my flannel.
Yeah. I'm a huge. That's my favorite genre right there. 90s grunge. I knew every Nirvana lyric. I still do. Is on my playlist. I don't know about yours, but I have a heavy rotation of your Nirvanas, your Soundgardens, your Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains.
I could leave this conversation right now.
Oh no.
That's a solid playlist.
Why? What are your opinions, Jason?
People laugh at me, but I am not kidding you guys. I have 2 songs on my phone, literally 2. They're both by the Pet Shop Boys, and that's it. No other music whatsoever. Yeah.
Really?
I had a Honda Element for a number of years, and the radio went out on it, and I just never replaced it. I just was like, I don't care. I don't need the radio, right? And so I just drove around in silence. I run in silence, and I'm good to go. Well, you guys are talking.
Wow,
you guys are talking about playlists. I'm like, yeah.
That's hardcore.
That is hardcore. That's exactly what it is. That's very hardcore.
This is why you get a text from me at 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh, I got this great idea, and I fire off a text, or all of a sudden I'm talking to Joe about, hey, do you want to be a host and have your own podcast that we'll produce for you? It's like, and I'm not saying music is a distraction, don't get me wrong. I know when I used to run, so I've been doing this stuff for 17 years. I started in 2007. And I would run. I had the little iPod Nano or whatever that thing was, the shuffle. And I would run it, and I would run so hard because the music would get me amped up. And, before you know it, like you're trying to run 3 or 4 miles, and after a half mile, you're totally gassed. And I was like, I just can't keep doing this, man.
Yeah.
Joe, do you run on the trails with music?
I do. I mean, you're probably going to hate me for this. I have ridiculous sized headphones that I run with just because the music is so clear in those. I used to run with earbuds, but like those kept falling out. So I really wanted something that would like clamp on my head. But yeah, definitely. Does music make you guys run? I mean, it makes you run faster, right? I mean, for sure. I think so.
Joe, do you run with headphones on the trails?
It depends. If I have something I want to write about, I'll go without music. That way, something will kind of come to me. But I mean, most of the time I've got a little A1C or something. But like Adam said, I've lost earbuds pretty much on every trail system in Indiana.
Yeah.
Even more reason for me not to listen. If I got to now pay more money to run because I keep losing AirPods, forget it. By the way, we've got 2 comments from our other community leaders. One from Medina that was very positive, Adam, and said, thank you for participating with the girls on the run. But then one from Brittany, I don't know who she's directing this towards, if it's to you, to me, or even to Joe, and it just says jerk with a smiley face. So I don't know who that's directed towards, but
it's probably me.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on your feet as the jerk. Probably because you're running around with
I'll take it, Brittany. Yeah. Or maybe it's you because you don't listen to music or something. I don't know. Well, I'll have to ask Brittany about that one.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
When are we going to get you out on the trails, dude? I know you and I ran a couple of days ago on the trails, but she said the big headphones on the trail is why you're a jerk.
Yeah. That's probably what. Okay. Fair. I mean, I'm not I'm not an ultra runner or anything, so maybe I'm not there, but I'm getting hooked. Like I'm seeing all this, all these. I'm meeting you guys. I'm like seeing all these races. They look like a lot of fun. Like I'm really starting to lean into it a little bit. I think next year I'm gonna make my my inaugural presence made. I won't wear headphones, Brittany, but I'll maybe we can all do one together. Me, you, Brittany, Adina, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm in, dude.
Jason.
I'm in.
Yeah.
We'll go to Northern California. I just will tell the weather gods that I'm gonna race like 2 days before the actual event. So the bad weather happens 2 days before the event, and then we're in the clear.
Yeah, that's brutal. I'm sorry it rained. Like it was beautiful weather till you came. But
yeah, and then 2 days later, on Monday, it was gorgeous. We're heading to the airport, and I'm like, oh my goodness, look how beautiful this weather is.
Yeah, that's how it goes, though.
Yeah.
But
so Adam, tell me a little bit about your love of mountain biking too.
Oh yeah, mountain biking was actually probably like the first. I guess running was when I used to play baseball. Running was my first endurance activity, but mountain biking helped me lose all my daddy weight that I first got when my daughter was born. And Northern California, tons of mountain bike trails. So, in fact, after this call, I'm gonna hop on the trails on the mountain bike. Yeah, I love it. You don't have to worry about cars. You're out in nature. Just the climbing just really gets your heart pumping. I love climbing on the bike and the mountain bike. Yeah, are you a mountain bike? Do you ever hop on a mountain bike? Or Joe?
Just road bike for me. But
okay. Yeah.
You're this close to being a trail runner already. See?
Exactly. He's got the flannel from the 90s grunge. He's been on the dirt already. Dude,
Yeah.
put the twin wheels to the side and put the running shoes on. You're there.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing it, boys. I'm signing up for a race after this call.
Just leave the big headphones at home.
Yeah. No headphones, Brittany. All right. Yeah.
But wait a minute. I need to get clarification. It's 5:30 on the West Coast. You're going to go ride a mountain bike now?
It's plenty of sunlight out right now. It's beautiful. I love to go, see the sunset. I have a beautiful view westward, just for a quick little 1 hour excursion. Yeah.
Do you ride your mountain bike at night?
No, I've done it, but I'm not that hardcore. No, it's, yeah.
Yeah, I knew dudes when I lived in Dallas that would ride road bikes at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning with headlamps and everything else, and that's on the road.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing it on a mountain bike in the dark.
Yeah, you're asking to go over the handlebars on a mountain bike. I think which I've done twice. It's not good.
When I rode in Phoenix with Lori, who is A1 mountain biker, man, she dusted me. She went off. I found myself like ass over tea kettle in a cactus, handle, needles and everything. I was like, no more. I like my teeth in my mouth.
Yeah, it's risky. It's definitely risky. But here in Santa Rosa, if you don't have a mountain bike, it's like you don't fit in. Like everyone is a mountain biker here. It's, I guess the mountain bike was invented just in Marin County, the next county over. So it's like, everyone is hardcore about mountain bike.
That's awesome, dude. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can get connected with you, because you've got a couple of different things happening. You got the Pay It Forward project that you're working on. You've got this Enjoying the Journey series to Ironman California that you and I are working on together, and Run Try Bike, that is. Tell the people where they can find you, and we'll make sure we'll put it in the show notes as well.
So if you're in the Bay Area, I'm up in Santa Rosa, California. I have an endurance club up here. I'm going to be doing some events. My website, lucidmotionfitness.com. If you have Instagram, lucid_motion_fitness. And come find me. I'm looking to kind of network and expand, and remotely and in person. So would love to train you, would love to train with you. All that.
Remotely and in person. And who would be the ideal person to come and work with you that you want to work with as well?
Yeah, I'm looking for, first timers or people relatively new to endurance sports. I'm looking to get you hooked and show you why it's so great. I have it to people who have never done endurance sports, and I've trained them already in 1 to 2 races, and they got the bug, and they've been with me from the start. So I make it fun. I use what I feel are pretty effective training techniques, and I'm here to, get you ready.
And if they want, they can connect with you on running, cycling, swimming, all 3, one of the 3.
Yeah, all 3 really. I have a team mostly comprised of runners and triathletes. I have trained cyclists before too. I also train people who just want to get fit. That's another offering I make with my personal training. If you check out my page right now, there's a woman I train. Her name is Paige, and I show kind of the before and after progress of her over 3 months, and she's looking stronger, and more her mobility's increased. So all those.
Awesome. Great job, Paige. Way to go. So Adam, are you ready for we call them rapid fire questions, but feel free to take your time to explain. Joe, you're going to have to jump in on these Q&As too. You ready? All right, Adam. First question. You and I have talked about this ad nauseum, but it's one that we ask everybody. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Pineapple pizza, big yay. You know this, Jason. I love pineapple pizza.
So, Joe, you're nodding your head. Yes, you're off the show. You're no longer invited. Thanks for playing. Goodbye.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, but
Yeah.
this is a question I have to ask. So, would you just put pineapple on pizza, or do you always have to include Canadian bacon or jalapenos or chicken or something else?
Well, I prefer it with pepperoni, but I will take it. I'm not opposed to taking it with just the pineapple alone.
What about you, Joe? Are you sans everything else? Will you eat it just with pineapple?
I mean, I like to think of pizza with like no rules. It's like whatever you can put on there. Like if I'm gonna do pineapple, I like it to have like a barbecue base.
Yeah,
and then whatever else, whatever else you build on top of that is I'm good to go.
From now on, Adams is the gold standard answer that he will eat pineapple on pizza without any of these other stuff. Because Ohm was like, "Oh, I love it, but it has to have jalapeno." I'm like, "Then you don't really like pineapple on pizza if you need all these other components to it." But you said you would eat it with pineapple on. Joe's like, "I like it, but it has to have barbecue base." Well, then you don't really like the pineapple on pizza, man. That's it. Those are the rules. I don't make them up. Oreos. Oreos, Adam. Are you an OG Oreo fan? Are you a double stuffed Oreo fan? Are you a cakester Oreo fan? Are you a thin Oreo fan? Where are you going?
I mean, everyone knows I have the biggest sweet tooth, so everything you just said there is getting eaten by me. But the OG Oreo is how I do it. And if I had my choice, I would put them all in a big glass and put milk in there and chop it up with a spoon, and I would eat it like said. So
it's called cookies and cream ice cream, dude. Save your time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, slightly different, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of Oreos. So.
Joe, which of the four are you going with? You have to choose one.
I'm going double stuffed.
Double stuff.
For sure. I like Adam's idea of like that Oreo slurry that you're talking about. That's what it sounds like. But I don't know if anybody's ever had the 4th of July Oreos.
No, what's that?
Those are a completely different Oreo experience.
What's in it?
It's like the red, white, and blue icing. I don't know what it is. It's not the same. It's totally different.
Does it taste any different, or is it just food coloring?
I'll keep you updated when those come out.
Yeah. Oh man. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Adam,
please do.
licorice?
Yeah.
Are you a licorice fan? If so, red or black?
Red. Yeah.
Red Vines or Twizzlers?
OG Red Vines, I think. Yeah.
Do you use it as a straw?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to, use it as a straw and put it between my teeth, and so I look like a wall. So I look like a walrus, and my mom would get pretty mad. But yeah, that's probably why I had so many cavities. But this is safe space, right?
This is a total safe space, dude.
Okay.
I'm hearing people's food takes because I may not agree with all of them. I just find them fascinating, dude. Like I just find the way people eat, what they're eating, it just blows my mind. This is what I'm thinking about when I'm driving my car and I don't have a radio, or when I'm running and I don't have music in my ears. It's like Adam talked about Twizzlers' fangs. Like
it's important stuff, It
is. Is candy corn a real candy, or is it just earwax covered in sugar?
Yeah, it's more the latter, more like earwax covered in sugar. It's kind of strange to me. Yeah.
Is red velvet a real flavor, or is it just chocolate cake dressed up to go to the prom?
I don't know, but it's really good. It's a hard one. That's the hardest.
Save yourself the upcharge and just get the chocolate cake, because that's all it is.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't have an answer on that one. Yeah, I don't.
What about you, Joe? Is it a real flavor, or is it just chocolate cake dressed up to go to the prom?
Man, I love red velvet cake though, especially like the red velvet cupcakes.
Whew.
So yeah,
Yeah. It's really good stuff.
I'm gonna open up a cupcake shop, one in Santa Rosa and one in Indianapolis, so I could just charge you two extra for coming to eat the red food dye I'm putting in there.
Yeah. I'll be your number one customer. Yeah.
Most people respond that they love the icing on the red velvet cake, which I get, but it's the same icing you would get on a carrot cake, right? So do you like carrot cake?
Love it. Yeah.
Joe's got kind of a little bit of a nod there. So
yeah.
here's another.
I love
Do you like raisins in your carrot cake?
Like a few is okay. I'm trying to work past the raisins and get the muffin part. Yeah, I've had a carrot cupcake or something that had too many raisins, and it was just kind of like a little distracting. But
Just raisins were distracting.
yeah, it's like
We're breaking the internet today with this one.
Yeah, well, these are good questions today. They really got me thinking.
This is what you'll be thinking about on your mountain bike ride. Don't crash. Okay?
Yeah. Or I might go to the bakery here after my ride now. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies or oatmeal raisin cookies?
Chocolate chip cookie.
Joe?
Big fan.
Joe, what's your answer?
chocolate chip, soft batch chocolate chip cookies all day.
Yeah. It's no
Yeah,
wonder the two guys that like pineapple on their pizza are going to go chocolate chip over oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal raisin's good. I just, chocolate chip is just better to me. It's just,
Creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
I like crunchy.
When you make a PB&J, are you putting the peanut butter on one side, jelly on the other bread, smashing them together, or are you putting the peanut butter and the jelly on the same slice of bread and then folding over?
No, they each have their separate pieces of bread, and that's absurd. Whatever method you just that you listed off there is, keep that person away from me.
Do you remember Goober? Do you remember Goober? The peanut butter and jelly in the same jar?
Yeah.
Is that ever going to show up at your house?
No. It's never been. It never will be. Keep it away from me. Yeah.
After you've smashed your two slices of bread together, are you cutting your PB&J into 2 rectangles, 2 triangles, 4 squares, or 4 triangles?
I do 2 triangles. Yeah, big slash down one way. Yeah.
Get more surface area in your face hole that way.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe that's why I do that. Yeah.
Joe, how are you cutting your PB&Js? Well, you're an Uncrustables guy. You're not
I never
cutting
thought
anything.
about that. That could be why, but
I'm team diagonal as well. That's the best way.
I like to cut it into 4
Joe
triangles. One, because my mother did it for me, but also because it's like tapas. It's like PB&J tapas. It's like just a little bite.
it's very, very posh PB&J.
This is the shit I think about when I'm not listening to music that you guys are wasting your brains on.
It's ruining us, Adam. Too much sound.
Yeah. Favorite flavor of ice cream, Adam, is?
Rocky Road.
Oh, you throw it all in there, mash it all up.
Yeah. Yep.
What's your favorite candy bar?
It kind of rotates. At the moment, it's Hershey with almonds.
Oh, that's a classic.
I'm a big chocolate guy. Yeah.
Pop-Tarts, frosted or unfrosted?
Frosted.
Yeah. Joe, what about you? Frosted or unfrosted?
Frosted.
Yeah, I don't understand. Strawberry? Adam, what's your flavor?
Strawberry. Yeah.
I'm a cherry fan. I don't understand the people that eat the unfrosted one. I mean, you might as well just go chew the cardboard that the box that the Pop-Tart came in instead.
Just hold the box.
Yeah, just eat the box. All right, Adam, last question for you. You have a tray of brownies in front of you. Are you going straight to the edge so you get a little bit of that crispy edge, or are you going straight to the center where you get more gooey?
Yeah, gooey. Yeah, I actually don't really enjoy the edge very much, unless it's cooked well. Some people really, it gets a little hard on the edge. I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not my first choice. Unless you soften it up with some milk, right? Just kind of like let the milk kind of permeate a little bit, and then we're talking. But no, I'm going for the middle piece. Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I'd say I'm a corner guy, but I'm with Adam too. It's like I want to dip it until I see the bubbles stop, and then I can eat the corner.
Yes.
And then I want to make my way to the soft. I like to start and like do like a journey towards the middle of
Are you guys putting chopped nuts in your brownies or no chopped nuts?
I prefer them not there. Yeah.
No nuts on the brownie.
Too distracting, right?
Too distracting. Yeah, right. Exactly.
If you're gonna make a brownie a la mode, what's the flavor ice cream you're putting on top?
Oh, I like French vanilla.
Joe, what about you?
I think I'd go that too, but like vanilla bean maybe.
Yeah, vanilla bean is good too.
So for the two of you, get on your mountain bike. Adam, Joe, run to the corner store, get yourself the brownie mix, Ready Crocker or whatever, put it on there, but make sure you also get coffee ice cream and put that on top of the brownie.
Ooh.
It becomes like an affogato, which is phenomenal. Like it blows vanilla bean, French vanilla ice cream out of the water when you use coffee ice cream. So
wow,
that's my tip for you two guys, but also for the rest of the internet. Like, don't miss out on that.
Noted. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Joe, thank you for joining me as a co-host. For everybody who's just joining us now, missed the beginning, Joe is going to be debuting his podcast called Beyond the Finish Line with Joe Hardin. It'll be on the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network run by us here at Run Try Bike. It's another avenue for us to get more human interest stories of everyday athletes out there. The show will debut in May, so stay tuned to us. Go follow Everyday Athlete Podcast Network on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You'll see the shows there. Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for everything that you're doing for the Run Try Bike community, but more importantly and bigger than that, the things that you're doing for the underserved communities through endurance sports with the Pay It Forward program, and then as well as partnering with us on the Enjoying the Journey program to Ironman California. Thank you guys both very much. Thank you everybody who joined us. We'll see you next week for the next Fireside Chat.
Great. Thank you. Take it easy.